Alright. Hello everyone. Uh, a little bit of a faster time for our semifinals, but we're gonna get ahead to the second match. We're gonna see Sophie Twilight versus Kneth. Pretty good afternoon for everyone. It's not that hot nor too cold. It's in the middle of the day. But we might get a heated match for both the players. Both of them are in the room. And I believe that this is Sophie Twilight's warm-up. I get connect. Oh my god, how to pronounce that? Connect session. We're gonna get some barcodes on this. I think this is Muzukashi. I am not sure. Yeah, this is 3.5, so this should be Muzukashi. And a few things to note. This map is more or less known to be the go-to qualifiers run for IGPS. Oh, did I just see MP clothes? Just waiting for the players to switch out as a bit of delay.
I hope your lips don't lie.
And we're waiting for Bit. For those welcome to the stream. The last match was kind of interesting. It was closer than what than what the score indicates. Oh boy, the players are still not in the right place. It's gonna be a little bit switched for now. Match will start, and slots are not fixed. But it's the warm-up for now, so we'll just get to watch, as I believe this map itself is pretty weird. If you guys listen to how the beat goes, it's kind of snapped in a very interesting way. The map itself is kind of hard to find, but overall, the mapping is very based on the spacing on the node itself. Sophie showing some absolute strength here, and as you guys can see, apart from the other matches, look at the UR bar for Sophie. There's some hitting off, but if you check around the middle, all of them are like converging pretty tight. Just goes to show how much precision that Sophie Twilight has. This kind of consistency is very, very scary in tournament settings, as you have that ability to keep up that super stable accuracy. And that's what we're gonna get, as Sophie Twilight is running up for 99.8. the refs were kind of informed, so the slots will be moved quickly. I'm checking out the volume on mine. That will be the warm-up for Sophie with a 1,048,000 with hard rock. Actually, I never noticed that it was in hard rock. Perhaps it's slow. So, welcome to the stream. We're gonna get a bit of delay for a sec as we adjust the players here. And finally, the players have been adjusted to their right positions in the lobby. And we're gonna get into the roles as both of them run it at the same time. We're gonna get Sophie, it's Sophie Twilight running with a strong value. Net gets the first ban. And instantly, we're gonna see an HD1 ban. Pretty tough map. HD1 is way harder than HD2 personally. We're gonna get Sophie Twilight, and he goes for HD2. HD gone from the tournament, sadly. And we're gonna see Sophie Twilight, definitely a higher seeded player, and instantly goes for Kitty Foil. Now, here's the interesting bit. We have not seen Sophie Twilight play HDHR. He's been sticking it with HR, but has been performing some near perfect scores with it, and even performing the only SS in the last match. So we might see Neth might go for HDHR. Depending on how it goes, we might see just a single mod. GLHFs come, and we're gonna see a single mod for both players. This map super well doable. It's not hard for HR, but it still provides a bit of difficulty, and depending on how well Neth plays, we might see some super equal scores, those tiny differences on both players. And for the start, we're gonna have SS for the first slice of the map, but these the PI sections are gonna be a little bit faster than usual, and with the increased OD, any kind of smaller mistakes might spell trouble for one player, as neither side is giving any rise for a lead, and that's what we're gonna get. Neth with 2x100 here, while Sophie Twilight keeping that SS. Let us see if this small gap that Neth gave Sophie Twilight is gonna be the reason. And a few more 100s there before the Ki, and a bit more in the Ki itself. Gets traded out with Sophie Twilight's own 100s, but definitely a sizable accuracy lead for both players. Sophie Twilight is moving a little bit faster on the OD, but that is to be expected since it is hard rock. The OD for hard rock is increased, giving way more chances for the players to hit the 100s. Net has to stabilize from this as he's holding only a 98, while Sophie Twilight keeping that 99 accuracy, showing dominance on the first half of the map. Oh, slow sections before the last Giga, and Neth has stabilized a bit, but this one on a 100 gap from both players are going to be troubled. We're gonna have to see Sophie Twilight drop a bit more as the accuracy is just slowly building up for Neth, and those 100s are not helping. A gap remains the same. Still getting to the last part of the map, and Sophie Twilight, very dominant score, to be the 99.30. A few more 100s that Sophie Twilight brings the lead down just a little bit, but a lead is a lead. Oh, it's dropping down to a 99.1. Is that gonna be enough? Already Sophie Twilight hitting that 1.2, 1.3. We're getting into the last parts of the map, and I think Sophie Twilight will finish it over 1,070,000. Finishers proving too powerful. And Sophie Twilight takes that point with a message, 99.12, a whopping 1,082,000 score. It's closer, but Sophie Twilight proving to be a pretty strong competitor. But point goes to him, and that would be his pick. So Neth will be the next one to choose, and he goes for the Nomad one. Neth did had a better score, but it seems that the speed and the HR for FM2 might have be a bit troubling. Maybe the slower BPM and the harder Muzakashi might be on his side as he chooses Nomad 1. GLHFs for both of the players. So, NM1 is about 3 minutes in length. So, there's a lot of window for error for both of the players here. But Sophie Twilight keeping that. Actually, both players are pretty similar with their UR. The bar on the bottom seems almost identical. Both players are keeping such a good consistency, but oh, that is a rare sight to see as Sophie Twilight gets the first few 100s of the match. This might be a chance for Neth. He still has to keep that perfection up, but as I said, he also breaks the SS. So both players having no SS in this match, but Neth keeping a higher accuracy just a little bit. But considering any kind of consistency map, these small gaps are what spells death. Are a win or a loss for one of the players, and Sophie Twilight having a bit of trouble on that. Keeping the consistency up. He did drift off a little bit early, while look at Sophie Twilight's UR. It's near I think this is about 180, 80 to 90. So he's still keeping it, and Neth with an unfortunate 100 brings down this lead back to just a single 100, and he'll get the extra 100 and he ties up the match around halfway through the map, and it's gonna be neck and neck. So any kind of mistakes on both players here Any misses, any 100s will spell it. As we're gonna get into the latter half of the map, Sophie Twilight is gonna be the first one to spill an early 100 for him. And Kneth takes back that lead after a little bit of a scare. Both players keeping that extremely high accuracy score for No Mod 1. And a few 100s, a little bit more than what Kneth would like. And the lead goes back to Sophie Twilight, but Sophie Twilight trades it back with his own. And Kneth takes it back. It's gonna be pretty close in the final parts of the map. And Sophie Twilight gets a few more 100s and it evens out. And both players are neck and neck, but Sophie Twilight gets another 100. Oh, Kneth has to hold this. He has the lead. He has the point. He just has to hold this, and he gets another 100. But unfortunately, I think Sophie Twilight misses a spinner. No, he gets another 100. And the point goes back to Kneth, about 6,000 or 7,000. Or a few more 100 that Kneth likes. And after that, that rough KI section, Kneth wins it up with a 99.44. Another super close match. Just about 2x100. Oh, that could have went any of the other way, but props to both players keeping that extremely high accuracy, and Kneth inching it out with just a better accuracy throughout that KI section. He wins that. A little bit closer than what he wanted, but he still takes the point. And Sophie going for HR1. So HR1 is interesting. It's snapped very weirdly, but hey, as you see, connects Tasha. The warm-up map for Sophie Twilight is weirdly mapped, and this might be a very strong pick for Sophie. Alright, GLHFs for both players, and we're gonna get HR1. Any kind of breakpoints for both players might be the thing that they want as this lead. And unfortunately, Kneth hitting that first note a little bit too late. I always find that painful, that getting the first 100s on the first part of the map. Sophie Twilight inching a little bit on the early side, but he still keeps that SS. So the gap, unfortunately, Sophie Twilight gets a few more 100s that he does not land, so Kneth will take this tiny lead from him. A little bit more as Sophie Twilight hits those nodes a little bit too early, and he drops down to 98, while Kneth trades it on his own, but the lead is still about the same as we saw earlier, as I think Sophie Twilight did not hit a single finisher. So the gap still stays the same, but a few more 100s on both players, and Sophie Twilight losing a bit more on that weird section. So the gap is about 100, and that small gap with that one finisher. So to win this, Sophie Twilight needs at least 2x100 difference. But keeping on his accuracy for HR1, he's having a little bit of trouble. And a few more as he hits those notes a little bit too early again. While Kneth is finally keeping his accuracy stable. But any kind of misses, any kind of mistakes here are gonna be detrimental to this KI section, as this is to be the toughest part of the map. But for now, Kneth keeping that 99 accuracy but never mind, he gets a few 100s. The accuracy resets back to 98.8, but Sophie Twilight also stabilizing on his own, but there's about 1/4 of the map, and a few more 100s for Neth brings this lead shorter and shorter, and a little bit more to be, to be honest. While Sophie Twilight gets another 100 and trades it back, but any kind of misses here is going to be very, very scary. Sophie Twilight slowly inching that lead back with his consistency, but Neth has a very sizable lead and is working on another 99. He just has to hold this as he gets to the final slice of the map. About 10k in difference, and he's working on a 99, and he'll get this 99 as he gets into the final part of the map, and both players keeping that 1 million score, but unfortunately Sophie Twilight, just the smallest act difference, will spell this loss to him. He loses a breakpoint to Neth for HR1. Alright. So, breakpoint. And it's gonna be Neth, and he needs a pretty good lead for this, and he goes for no mod 4. Spiky boy. Gonna need more water here. So, similar map such as No Mod 1, Spiky Boy provides a bit of techie trouble. Star rating is 4, so this should be the highest star rating of the full map, if I remember correctly, as No Mod 2 is about 3.9. Excluding tiebreaker. Just excluding tiebreaker. But we will get a pretty techie map. We're gonna get some duplets here. And who knows how the players will deal with duplets, as Sophie Twilight did work on that 98.3 on HR1. Let's see if it's gonna be the same here. If will Neth be able to keep his lead up, or will Sophie Twilight be able to run it back? And the answer is gonna be be given pretty easily, as Neth goes for another 100 on early part of the map. And considering the no-mod accuracies for both players, Sophie Twilight working on that SS as we're gonna get into about the first quarter of the map. About 8k in difference, just about 2 to 3x 100 here. So there is a leeway, but this leeway is not large, as any kind of rhythm game has that ability to just crash down. Any misreads, any 100s, any just early lates, and if it's on one of those triplets, it can domino effect. But for now, Sophie Twilight breaks his SS, while Neth keeps his accuracy just about the same. I guess he did get a few 100s, but Sophie Twilight, strong accuracy to the halfway point of the map, and URs are kind of equal for both players. Neth would just working on his way back to the accuracy, and we're gonna get to the Ki section and a few one. I think Sophie Twilight got another 100 there, while Neth is working on the score. Score gap goes a little bit shorter as Sophie Twilight gets another 100. Oh, these sections of the map are gonna be very tough, as the window is just about 2x 100. Neth, as long as he keeps his consistency, another chance will come. So he has to keep his accuracy. He has to keep this lead. Any kind of mistakes give Sophie Twilight some room to breathe, and that is definitely not what he wants. He needs to keep on this pressure as he works on his consistency up. Both players, and unfortunately, the first one to crash is gonna be Neth as he misreads a section. The lead goes down to 30k, and Sophie Twilight with this very strong 99.7 will take this breakpoint from Neth, and it's gonna be even for both players. Only 3x 100. An unfortunate miss for Neth there. But both players even in score. Kneth had a chance in the lead, but unfortunately, Sophie Twilight proving to be a more consistent player in the Nomad category. Nerves actually hitting for both players. And we're gonna see a DT2. So my answers are gonna be questions are gonna get a little bit answered here, as I did say before in the first match that we have not seen Sophie Twilight play much DT. And depending on how well he plays here, we might see who's the better DT player, Fade or Sophie Twilight. Or Kneth. You might get surprised, as I haven't seen Kneth as well play DT. And here we go, early 100s for Sophie Twilight. That is, wait, this is a little bit late, but unfortunately Kneth trades it out with his own. So both players, Sophie Twilight holding a small accuracy lead for now, while Kneth is a bit stabilizing, but he's hitting those notes a little too early. But he's keeping the 300s for now. He has some time to recover, but there is only a tiny amount of map and the gap is so small. It's almost paper thin. But it'll grow for a bit as Kneth gets another 100. And a few crashing scores from Sophie Twilight brings back the lead to Kneth, as we're gonna get into about the Ki section here. And the gap is about 10 to 20k for Kneth. Both accuracy here. Oh, I believe Sophie Twilight did not hit those finishers. Both players are equal in accuracy, but Kneth only has that score lead because he did get a finisher. And unfortunately, a few 100s for Kneth brings back the lead to Sophie Twilight. And we're gonna get about a 98 general accuracy for both players. But for now, those 100s are not spelling good news for Kneth, as the score is just about growing larger and larger, and as the map ends, Sophie Twilight wins with about 1,066,000. And I believe that's equally the score with Fady. But a good score for both players. Unfortunately, Kneth did crash around that final Ki section. He had the lead once, but once again, this kind of consistency from Sophie Twilight proving to be a super strong advantage. But now Kneth will be the next pick. And he goes for Nomad too. He wants this redemption arc. He wants to get that point back. He was so confident with that DT2 speed pick that he decides to go for the other speed pick. It's gonna be Katikusa. What's that? Katikusa? Oh, it's Katikusa. There we go. So let's see if Kneth can take this redemption point back from Sophie Twilight, as he lost that DT2 speed pick. It's nearly the same as how the map goes, only a better OD and a little bit faster in BPM. But we're gonna see, as there are the triplets in the map. The match between Fady was only 1x100. Let's see if it's the same for both of the players. Kneth has to keep that first accuracy, the first note accuracy up, but that's not what we'll get, as he'll get an early 100 once more. Sophie Twilight holding on with the early lead. It's almost like a pattern at this point. Here we go, the triplets, the 250 BPM triplets are in play. And Sophie Twilight leading on with only 1x100. Note that this map is only 1 minute and 40, so each mistakes, each tiny blips of error will give this lead back to either person. Oh boy, these finisher Ki sections are just like leading on, but for now, Sophie Twilight keeping that SS on the first half of the map, while Kneth is not lagging behind on his 1x100. So Kneth, with this absolute pressure, he's like, make a mistake, I dare you. I'll take this. Please make a mistake. While Sophie Twilight And he'll get what he wants as Sophie Twilight gets the needed 100 net, evening out the scores. We're gonna get into the final Ki as we're gonna get the Motherland. And oh no! Net misreads a section! Oh, that is not what he wants! Drop down to 98 and 3x miss! Sophie Twilight keeping on with that 30k lead on the last parts of the map. And I don't think that there's much Sophie Twilight needs to miss, and he's definitely not showing that chances to net. And he'll get this out with Onyx 100. An unfortunate miss for Neff, but it was closer than what it should be. Unfortunately, that section kind of got him got him to think for a second. But Sophie Twilight takes that breakpoint, and it's gonna be his next pick. Oh boy, the matches once more, it's very similar. They're very close, but unfortunately, Sophie Twilight is just inching out those scores in the end. And it's this kind of pressure that players tend to feel, as these small gaps on winning make you feel that you're not even winning these points at all. You're like, whew, I'm amazed I won that. I played it well. And Sophie Twilight's absolute consistency here brings that kind of pressure that on the back of any kind of player's mind, any misses, any 100s will basically give them the point. I'll lose this if I make a 1x100. I have to play this perfectly. And if they can't, then they lose. And this kind of pressure that hits them basically makes them either more focused or more prone to these 100s. But for now, we're gonna get a bit of FM3. And boy, we're gonna get the probably the most interesting map. I hate this map with mods. And we're gonna get just that, as Neth will go for no mod, opting for this mod feed for Sophie Twilight, expecting him to miss with hard rock, as it's understandable, as this map is probably a really difficult map to mod. And once again, another pattern seen, Neth with the early 100s. Oh, he's hitting most of the notes a little bit too late. We're gonna get about the first early Ki, and I may have gotten the map wrong. Whoops. But oh boy, triplets, slow triplets, not fun. But for now, Sophie Twilight holding that lead. Neth is hoping on the fact that Sophie Twilight will miss. A few more 100s there that he didn't like. And here we go, the speed ups. And for Sophie Twilight's side, it looks like laser beams, but for Neth, it's a bit readable, but it's still fast. Here we go, the fast sections. Sophie Twilight has to keep his combo here, as Neth might really want that 1x miss for any kind of chance for a comeback. And ooh, early 100s for Sophie Twilight, but he's keeping that 99 with HR, and we're gonna get to the Ki section. It's gonna be laser beams. What? To Neth's surprise, Sophie Twilight keeping that absolute accuracy, but unfortunately he misreading one section there, and Neth also misses. That is something he does not want. But for now, Sophie Twilight is holding on with a pretty good accuracy, while Neth is still struggling with some 100s. But accuracy is equal, but once again, no more maps. Not much map left. We're gonna get into the spinner, and Sophie Twilight takes that point. Just about 989, or actually 990. Neth would have taken this if he had uh, an overall better score, but to the map's difficulty, it is normal to 4 misses. So, lots of pressure for Neth for his last pick, potential last pick. But at the same time, the momentum can go to anyone's side at this point. And we're gonna get Nomad 3. It's gonna be Retrograde. Oh, Leon. Excuse me for that. We're gonna get Retrograde there. Nomad 3. So Neth had a bit of trouble with those slow parts, but let's see if Sophie Twilight's gonna be uh, challenged with those slow BPM sections. For once, Sophie Twilight with the early miss, the early 100. Net trades back on its own, but okay, it's gonna be a 1x 100 difference for both players. Oh, give that a little bit more. Sophie Twilight brings some assurance to Net's lead, having a bit of trouble in these sections, and I think he is alternating this while Net is single tapping with both hands. Oh, he hit that note a little bit early. And Sophie Twilight with the miss. Now that is a lead. So combo advantage to Net's side. Just about like 15 points per note. Nothing much, but it's still a lead nonetheless. Oh, Sophie Twilight is having a bit of trouble in those slow triplets as he is alternating this, and it's these kinds of BPMs that are honestly, personally, really tough. They're slow to the point that you can single tap them, but fast. Actually, slow to the point that you can single tap them, but fast to the point that you feel like you might just want to alternate it. It's that Goldilocks middle ground. And in this, it brings a lot of early or late notes. But Neth, keeping that 99, well, barely. He got a bit of early 100 there, but I think he will hold this up until the end of the map. But as I said before, there is that KD, 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 DK, DK section. Let's see how well both players can deal with this. Oh, Sophie Twilight is using this. He's rolling this section, but unfortunately, the act difference for both players. Yep, and miss for Sophie Twilight. Not what he wanted, but Neth takes that point. A little bit chance for the boy, but prior to the breakpoints, Sophie Twilight has a chance to take it home with his own map. Let's see what he chooses. Honestly, I'm expecting DT1. DT1 or HR2. Come on, predictions. Come on, predictions. He goes for, it's a 3-month one. Yep, we're gonna get Singularity if you can. We might have to see an HR for Neft here, and chance. Sophie Twilight will go for an HR 100%. Oh boy. From what I've heard. Oh. Some people didn't practice the wrong map. Oh, that might be tough. That might be really tough. We're gonna start. Both players, HR. Net has a chance of taking this. Sophie Twilight will be side leading this map in general. We're gonna get an early 100s for Sophie Twilight. Let's see if he can win this with the side raid. For now, Sophie Twilight keeping a 97 accuracy, but also an FC. Well, net. Ooh, a bit of early 100s there that he did not want, but for now he still holds the lead. A few more 100s there, but he's holding around 98. And we're gonna get into the upper section of the map as we get into about the interesting snappings in this. So HR is gonna be a little bit fun, more fun than this, but oh boy, a few more 100s for Sophie Twilight. It's a bit traded out for net, so the gap is equal, but it still doesn't neglect the around 20k difference for both players. We're gonna get into the tough snappings. Let's see if any one of them misses here. The accuracies are going to about equal as the gap shortens and shortens. And both players have good accuracy, and fortunately, we're gonna have to see Neth miss here for any kind of comeback for Sophie Twilight, and we're not gonna get that. If we're gonna get to the last part of the map, that's a bit tougher, but Neth takes it with a breakpoint once more. He has a chance of running it to the tiebreaker. The very much wanted tiebreaker, maybe? It's gonna be his pick though, so he has a bit of chances here. But not bad for Sophie Twilight, keeping good accuracy and an FC for sight read. That has to choose right. Oh, did we choose? Hey, bro, it's not. Oh shit, NM5. We're gonna get Nomad 5, and looks like all of the Nomads are gonna get picked here.
You can take your time. You can choose your words.
Oh no, kneth with the big birdie 100, but Sophie Twilight tries it on his own, but both accuracies are equal. Here we go. We're gonna get into about the hidden cat bar lines, and Sophie Twilight all misreading one note. That is unfortunate. And kneth holding this about 30k lead, and Sophie Twilight is having a bit of trouble. Did he not practice this map? And if so, this might be a very strong pick for kneth. And Sophie Twilight misreading those. He doesn't think that all the notes are cat. Oh boy. Here we go, the cat sections, and Sophie Twilight having a bit of trouble on those cats. 3 more 100s there, and the gap moves on to 120. Oh, he hits that part though. That is moving. And now, a very, very strong lead, and I believe as we get into the final parts of the map, we're gonna have to see kneth absolutely crumble for any chance for Sophie Twilight to take back this point. And oh boy, oh boy. kneth wins it, and it runs to tiebreaker with the highest seed of the tournament. A very strong Nomad 5 pick. Probably not practice, and we're just gonna get the tiebreaker. Oh boy. That was a ride and a half. We're gonna get into about the biggest climax of the map. And we're gonna get an Oni difficulty. I-9 map, very tough. Probably the most fun map and the most brutal out of all. These 4 minutes will spell whoever goes ahead in the winner's bracket. And we'll see who comes out on top. Will it be Sophie? Will it be kneth? Oh, if there were any any predictions here, I honestly don't know. Sophie Twilight has a bit of advantage on that, but the map itself caters to all kinds of tech. And kneth showing to be pretty good on techie maps. So I honestly don't know. But all I know, this final tiebreaker is gonna be to the wire. Hard rock. Oh boy. Oh. I said a little moment there. Oh boy. Welcome to the stream. A little bit of error there. And Apparently, it shouldn't be free mod. It should be no mod for tiebreaker. They're gonna reset the match real quick, and we're gonna prepare for no mod again. Welcome. Hello to the stream. For those who don't know, I9, one of the staff here, actually personally mapped the tiebreaker for semifinals. And apart from the song, which is I believe the genre of this song is math rock, and for the music nerds, math rock provides basically a bunch of different changes on the song itself. You'll see like metronome changes, complete different sections, slow down, speed ups, and even offbeats on the song. And I9 proving to be a very well. My best description for it is he's free. He's a very free mapper. He maps into almost any kind of tech. He doesn't follow any kind of protocols, if I remember correctly. Like I should map perfectly triplets only. I should add only 1/6. And in this, I for those who just enjoy how mapping goes, this should be the best description of what you want to see on a tiebreaker map. All tech, unfair notes. It's extremely hard to FC. And here we go, the refresh. And we're gonna get to see the tiebreaker. Sorry for the wait, but here we go. And already on the first section, a bit of triplets and Sophie Twilight misses. Net keeping that high speeds. And already a 3x miss on the first part of the map. Sophie Twilight having a bit of trouble on higher only difficulties. If I could hear the song, I would have enjoyed this way more. And now both players are kind of equalizing in their map. And here we go, the big metronome change. But for now, Neth is holding the 20k point lead. Here we go. SV speed up instantly. And Sophie Twilight is keeping up with it apart from the first part of the map, and the accuracies are going equal, and a few more 100s for Neth brings his accuracy to a bit lower. We're gonna have to see him miss here, but he's not doing that for now. We're gonna get into the first part of the Ki section. And unfortunately, the first to break is gonna be Sophie Twilight again, but the accuracy is equal relatively. And a little bit of speed up section, and once again the beat changes, the speed ups, the slowdowns. This map itself is very brutal, but Neth keeping that FC for the rest of half the map. And here we go, only patterns, that KKKKD finisher section on a good part of the map. Oh, a little bit of syncing issue. And both players keeping good accuracy, but unfortunately the misses from... Oh, Neth did miss! But let's see if we can miss a little bit more for Sophie Twilight for a comeback, as we're gonna get a bit of more map to play with. But here we go, the mono sections. And Sophie Twilight is full ulting the whole thing. That is really tough for full ult. But he's hitting them near perfectly, while Neth is single tapping for all of his life. And the accuracy is back to Sophie Twilight, but unfortunately the miss and the combo advantage is on Net's side. So any kind of misses here will bring this advantage back to Sophie Twilight. But no, this map is unfair. Once more, the last sections of this map is probably one of the hardest as well. Even after the unrelenting 4 minutes of just pure beat changes, the last part of the map consists of that unfair last Monocat stream. And let's see if both players have a bit of trouble on that. A few 100s on Sophie Twilight, but Net is holding on about a 20,000 point lead. And unfortunately, Sophie Twilight misses and this lead grows on to about 40k. But the accuracy is on Sophie Twilight's side. He still has a point of advantage here. He just has to hit the notes and wait for Net to make a mistake. And here we go, the last section of the map, and Net unfortunately unfinishes one of the ninja spinners. And oh no, Sophie Twilight misses again while Net keeps that near FC. He did have 1x miss, but here we go, 96 accuracy. And no more! Sophie Twilight still misreading the duplets. And we got the final Monocat, and that's it! 900,000 with, I believe, 2x miss! Neth takes the tiebreaker and wins the match versus Sophie Twilight, an upset win in the winner's bracket, sending Sophie to losers. GG's for both players. What an amazing display of ability for Neth to be able to play on higher difficulties, while Sophie Twilight, apart from that, he's played near perfectly on almost all of the maps. That was a very, very good match. I want to watch this again. Holy crap! Oh, I was on the edge. Even if Sophie Twilight was on the loss, Net, any kind of mistake that Net made would have been gone the either way. But that is GG's. Net takes it with a tiebreaker win versus Sophie Twilight and advances on to the winner's finals, while Sophie Twilight has to fight in the loser's bracket to regain his chances. But that will be the match. So everyone, thank you for watching. That is Sophie Twilight versus Net. Pretty heated match and a pretty fun one personally. But, thank you. See you later.